So good morning everyone. So in this video I'm going to be showing you how you transfer your animations to your rig. So this is our character with the rig. So please make sure you enable in front so that you can see amateur through the character. Then I'll turn on my screen cast so you can see the keys. Please go here and click on Mixamo. If you don't have Mixamo installed, enter into preferences, go to edit preferences, add-ons, then install from disk the add-on. It should be available in your file. So first thing, you select your character and zero out the rig. Then you click on create control rig. It says create control rig from selected amateur, so you say okay. So after you've done that, you can go into pose mode and just test it out. So I can't move it because my character is in rest pose, so I'm going to click on the stickman icon and go to pose mode. Now you can move the character. Now you can see that there are some parts that are not attached. For now, I'm only going to focus on the glass on the face of the mask. So I'll click on that and click on the next, then select the head bone, then come back and say control parent to bone. So now when I rotate the head, you can see that the head is rotating too. Also the hands, you can see that we can now move the Mixamo with our control rig that we have generated. So I'm just testing it out. So this is the foot. Then we have the right row. So this doesn't move, it doesn't rotate, so we can't move it, and you can see you can see how it deforms the foot. Then this one over here is for rotating the heel around the toes. Okay, so I just wanted you to be aware of what these controllers, they are a bit different from the Rigify controller, and that one obviously is to manipulate the toes. Okay, so now you can see that my character is no longer in the default T pose. So I'll clear the rotation, or better yet, you can go to the Mixamo add-on and just zero out the pose. So we're currently in layout. I'm going to switch to animation so that it gives us this layout where we have the dope sheet at the bottom. And I'll switch to object mode and change this layout on the left to non-linear animation, because that's what we're going to be using. Okay, so enable this so that it only shows you the animation that are in this rig or in anything that is selected. So now I'll go to import, and I want to import the animations. So you go ahead and import all the animations. When you get into the animes folder, make sure you select all the animations inside, then click on import. That will bring everything into your scene. Yeah, so now you can see that they are all in the scene right now, but they are sharing the same space as our character. So I'll select the face. I'll select the body, then I'll select the control rig that we have generated, and we're going to select inverse by using Control I. So that's going to select everything apart from what we selected. So you can press T if your side toolbars is not on, click on move to, and just move them to the side. So the reason we're going to move them each to a different side of our screen, just so that we can clearly read what animations are contained in the amateur. Okay, so that's what I'm doing right now, just adjusting them sideways, backwards, forwards, and so. Okay, so now this is how we're going to transfer it to the rig. You can see all the animations are playing. Okay, because initially the technique we used would only transfer it to the skeleton, but when you generate a rig, you don't have any of the animation. So now we have to use the Mixamo add-on to transfer it to the rig. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to Mixamo, and we'll have to zero out our rig so that it removes any rotation and goes to the default pose. Then for the skeleton source, this guy lying down, that's our source. We want to target the animation first, so we click apply animation to rig. So once you click on that, you see your character now has the animation. Okay, so if I scroll back and scroll forward, you see that it's playing that exact animation. So we change this dope sheet editor to action editor, which will give us this option to be able to change the name of the action, and I'm going to name it CR for control rig underscore dying. Okay, that just to let me know that this animation is for my control rig. Yeah, so I'm going to, you see that icon over there, push is the same as the push down here, so you can use that to push down your action into the NLA. So you can click on either one, and you now have CR dying on the CR underscore dying. So before you do any other retargeting, you want to zero out the animation and change the skeleton source. Okay, so now you play, the character is dying. You see that the pose has changed because that animation is currently active. So I'm going to zero out the rig to take it back to default pose. Then click on the eyedropper and select the next action and apply it to rig. So we'll play the action so that we can see what's okay. So he's walking backwards. So I can call this CR underscore walking backwards. So after this, you know, the next step, we push down. So we now have another action in our NLA. So we cancel that one. We cannot delete these two that we have already brought in. Okay, so this one we're gonna check. We're gonna retarget that one next. So is walking forward. Yeah, so you can see I'm already scrubbing my playhead back so that I can see the animation from the start. So I'm going to clear out, zero out the rig, and select that amateur I want to retarget the next and apply animation. Now when I go to the frame 1 and play, you see that it's playing that exact action. So I can go over there and CR underscore, I'm going to call this one walking forward. I think leave it as walking forward here, or fast. Okay, I think that because we have another animation that's kind of walking forward too. Okay, so yeah, so we now have that animation after pushing down. So next one, we're targeting the next one. So that one is walk to stop. Okay, we want to use the idle. Let's go with the idle. So we zero out the rig and click on this idle. Same thing. Click on apply animation to rig. The reason why we need this one is for the when our character is not working, it needs a pose to be in rather than just standing, going back to its default T pose. So this is just an idle animation. So we're going to rename this and call it CR underscore idle. Okay, so after renaming it, we're going to push it down. Okay, so we can delete that guy now. We go to the next one. The next one is amateur 004. So we're going to change our source skeleton. We'll zero out our character and change our source skeleton into that guy, which is amateur 004, and apply animation. And we just prepare it, walk to stop. So we are going to go go ahead and rename it. We're gonna go ahead and rename it, and we're gonna call this guy CR walk to stop. Okay, so you push down. Now it gets added to our NLA track list. Okay, so the last one is crouch walking right. Okay, so we're going to select our character. We're going to cancel this out and select the amateur and apply animation to control rig. Now we have crouch walking left. So we say CR_ walking crouch walking left. The reason why we're naming these things is so that we can easily identify what action is present there, because we're going to have a list of action. We now have those animations present in our control rig. Okay, so when we click on this, we zero out rig, you still see some actions playing over there, but don't worry about that. Just come over here and click on walking backwards, and you see it starts playing walking backwards. Yeah, so this is where you preview your animations. Okay, but when you're working, when you're trying to create a series of animation, you don't use this, you use the NLA. So you can see that with the rig you can adjust the pose of the character. So that's it, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.